Freyr, the son of Njord, had seated himself in Fidalskjalf and looked over all the worlds. He looked into Giantland and saw there a beautiful girl as she was walking from a father's hall to an outbuilding. From that he caught a great sickness of the heart. Skirnir was the name of Freyr's page. Njord asked him to go and have a conversation with Freyr. "Get up now, Skirnir, and go and ask to speak with our son, and ask this, with whom the wise man is so terribly angry." "Harsh words I expect from your son. If I go to talk to the young man and ask this, with whom the wise man is so terribly angry, tell me, Freyr, war leader of gods, for I would like to know, why do you sit alone in the long hall, my lord, day after day?" "Why should I tell you, young man, about my great sorrow of heart? For the elf radiance shines day after day, but not according to my own desires." "I don't think your desires can be very great, that you, sir, cannot tell me, for we were young together in bygone days. You and I may well trust each other." "In Gymir's courts I saw walking a girl pleasing to me. Her arms shine, and from them all the sea and air catch light. More pleasing to me is the girl than any girl to any young man in bygone days. Of all the gods and elves, no one wishes that we should be together." "Then give me that horse which will carry me through the knowing, dark flickering flame, and that sword which fights by itself against the giant's race." "I'll give you that horse which will carry you through the knowing, dark flickering flame, and that sword which will fight by itself, if he who wields it is wise." Skirnir says to the horse, "It is dark outside. I declare it's time for us to go over the dewy mountain, through giant realms. We'll both get there, or the all-powerful giant will seize us both." Skirnir rode to giant land, to Gymir's courts. There were savage dogs tied in the front of the gate, in the wooden fence surrounding Gerd's hall. He rode to where a herdsman was sitting on a mound and greeted him. "Are you doomed, or are you dead already? Conversation you shall never have with Gymir's excellent daughter. The choices are better than simply sobbing, for a man who is eager to advance, for on one day all my lifespan was shaped, all my days laid down. What is that noise of noises which I hear now, making a noise in our dwellings? The earth trembles, and all of Gymir's courts shudder before it. There is a man out here, dismounted from a horse. He is letting his horse graze. Tell him to come into our hall and drink the famous mead, though I am afraid that out here may be my brother's slayer. Who are you? Of the elves, or of Aesir's sons, or of the wise Vanir? Why do you come alone over the wildfire to see our company?" "I am not of the elves, or of the Aesir's sons, or of the wise Vanir, though I do come alone over the wildfire to see your company. 11 apples here I have, all of gold. Those I will give you, Gerd, to buy your favour, that you may say that to you Freyr's the least loathsome man alive." 11 apples I will never accept at any man's desire, nor will Freyr and I settle down together as long as our lives last. I shall give you a ring, the one which was burnt with Odin's young son. 8 are the equally heavy ones that drop from it every 9th night. I won't accept a ring, even if it was burnt with Odin's young son. I lack no gold in Gymir's courts. My father's wealth is at my disposal. Do you see this sword, girl, slender, inlaid, which I have here in my hand? Your head I shall strike from your neck, unless you declare we are reconciled." Coercion I shall never endure at any man's desire, though I reckon this, if you and Gymir meet keen fighters, a battle is bound to occur. Do you see this sword, girl, slender, inlaid, which I have here in my hand? Before these edges the old giant will fall, your father will be doomed. I strike you with a taming wand, and I will tame you, girl, to my desires. There you shall go where the sons of men will never see you again. On an eagle's mound you shall sit from early morning, looking out of the world, hankering towards hell. Food shall be fouler to you than is the shining serpent to all living men. May you become a spectacle when you come out. May Skirnir glare at you. May everything stare at you. Better known may you be than the watchman amongst the gods. May you gape through the bars. Madness and howling, tearing affliction and unbearable desire. May tears well up for you with grief. Sit down, for I shall tell you heavy, tormenting, craving and twofold grief. Friends will oppress you all the long weary day in the giants' courts, to the halls of the frost giants every day you shall creep without choice, without hope of choice. Weeping you shall have for pleasure, and misery shall go with your tears. With a free-headed ogre you shall linger out your life, or else be without a man. May your spirit be seized, may pining waste you away, be like the thistle which is crushed at the end of the harvest. I went to the forest, to the sap-rich tree, to get a magic twig I got. Odin is angry with you, Thor is angry with you, Freya will hate you. Most wicked girl, you have brought down upon you the magic mighty wrath of the gods. Hear, O giants, hear, O frost giants, Satung's sons, the Aesir band itself. How I forbid, how I deny, pleasure in men to the girl, benefit from men to the girl. Grimnir he's called, the giant who'll possess you, down below the corpse gates, where bondsmen will give you goat's piss at the tree roots. Finer drink you will never get, girl, at your desire, girl, at my desire. Ogre, I carve for you, and 3 runes, lewdness and frenzy, and unbearable desire. I can carve that off, as I carved that on, if there is need of this. Be welcome now, lad, and receive the crystal cup, full of ancient mead, though I had never thought that I should ever love one of the Vanir well. All my errand I will know, before I ride home from here, when you'll grant a trust to Njord's vigorous son. Barry is the name, as we both know, of a wind-calm grove, and after 9 nights there to Njord's son, Gerd will give love's pleasure. Then Skirnir rode home. Freya stood outside and greeted him, and asked for news. Tell me, Skirnir, before you fling the saddle from the horse, and you step a foot further, what you achieved in Giant Land, your desire or mine. Barry is the name, as we both know, of a wind-calmed grove, and after 9 nights there to Njord's son Gerd will give love's pleasure. Long is 1 night, longer 2. How shall I long through 3? Often a month to me has seemed less than half one of these wedding eves.